All right, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Truth's G1 Climax coverage special. As always, I am your host. My name is Mike, and I am accompanied by the owner and operator of the Pro Wrestling Truth, my man, Ethan. Ethan, how you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling ready. Let's dive in, Michael.
I love it, man. I love it. So, our opening weekend for the G1 Climax, our 32nd annual G1 Climax, started off with a couple good cards, man. Really, we had some great tournament matches. I see a bunch of people in the chat. Justin, Colby, Kylie, thanks for being here. Our opening contest for the tournament was Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Aaron Henare. Ethan, on our first episode, we had discussed whether or not Aaron Henare could possibly be that guy, and it turns out that he was. They started off strong, gave him a huge upset victory over the ace Tanahashi. What'd you go on this? Like, what'd you rate it, and how'd you feel about it?
This was the biggest surprise of everything to me. I went 3 1/4 on it. I loved the match. Never anticipated to love it. Aaron Henare has never done anything for me personally. And I just didn't see them giving him this big of a win here. But the match fucking ruled, mainly due to Tana being the ultimate babyface as always. But I mean, Aaron Henare, he did his thing, I guess. But Tana put on for him and made him look like $1 million. And before we go too far, me and Mike are keeping tallies on our predictions and how many each of us got right. We're having our own G1, if you will.
That's
I
it.
don't know what I don't know what the end game of it is, who gets what, if there's a prize we're gonna get or what. But
It's
so
over by the time
throughout,
that we're in Chicago, right?
oh goodness, now we're putting stakes on this.
One buys the other dinner, bud.
That's fine. We could do
That's
that. There's a
fair,
deal.
right? Yeah, we'll take
Shake on
that.
it. So yeah, if you see us in Chicago, hold us to it. So I'm not gonna go through every single match when we do it and be like, oh, Ethan voted this and Mike voted that. At the end of each night, I'll be like, all right, this is how many points Ethan's got, this is how many Mike's got, and keep rolling. What'd you think of this match, Mike?
It was fine. It wasn't offensive. Aaron Henare looked like $1 million. Man, Tanahashi made that man look like a superstar. I went three flat on it. It was fine. It wasn't offensive. The finish was just like, you've got to be kidding me. You had,
Oh,
I think, seen the finish or how it ended up playing out as a spoiler. You saw it, and I was like, "Is this the one that
yeah,
you were talking about?" You're like, "No," and then sure enough, it was the
yeah.
surprise one. So it was whatever. It was fine. It wasn't too bad. Our next match though was match of the night for night one. You had Will Ospreay taking on El Fantasma. I know those are your favorite people in the world. ELP is obviously my favorite wrestler of all time. Um,
And Will Ospreay's mine.
just dork. It's fun. This match was great, man. I really enjoyed it. And you kind of told me that I was going to enjoy it. But uh, yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was enjoyable. I went 4 1/4 from that match, man. I went pretty high considering. But Ethan, what'd you go? Oh, that's rough.
I went 3 1/4 on this as well.
I didn't know what you were trying to get at. You were like, and I was like,
I was
oh,
just
okay.
messing with anybody that's watching.
That's fair.
I went 3 1/4. It was fun. They honestly, it was less offensive than I anticipated. They started slow and kind of built to what they were doing, but in the end, it just still came off as a bunch of stuff and didn't grab me to a crazy extent. But it was good for what it was, and I respect those who enjoyed it more than I did.
That's fair,
Three
man.
and a quarter from me. And hey, Mike, you got this one right. I was wrong. I predicted a Phantasmo upset. You didn't.
We
So
didn't get that. Dude. I
points are
predicted
on
an
the board,
upset
and
on this
and
night,
these
so
are the
it's fine.
first points on the board. So
Yeah, that's
Michael
true.
J is
We both
beating the Hoggy.
we both swung and missed. Struck out with Tanahashi beating Hanare, which
You know
makes
what's gonna
sense.
happen though?
I don't
You
know
know what's gonna happen?
what.
This is gonna come down to like whoever wins our little contest between us is gonna come down to something like this Osprey shit,
For sure.
or like with you, it's gonna come down to a Phantasma. One of us is gonna eat shit by the end of
Yep,
this.
that's it. I probably already have with the Okada Cobb match, but it's fine. Our next match, the third of four on the opening night, saw Sonata take on Jay White. Jay White won this match after 18 plus minutes. Why the hell he's in there for almost 20 minutes with Sonata blows my mind.
Yes.
I went 2 3/4. This was offensive. Like, it was fine, but it also fucking sucked. Jay White shouldn't be in here. Like, he should clean this block pretty handedly. Sonata does nothing for me. Like, I'd rather take a nap because I at least get some benefit out of it rather than watching a Sonata match. It was fine. It was whatever. Jay White won. Like I said, 2 3/4. Ethan, what you got?
I went around the same 2.5. I mean, this was just about as lifeless as you can get. Pretty much as you would expect. 20 minutes or whatever of my time that was wasted. Um, and that's a shame. And I hate that I hated this as I don't even hate it. I just was so indifferent and complacent toward it.
Mm.
Um, but the outcome was obvious. Jay White wins, as me and Mike both predicted. Mike is still up by 1 just because he got Fantasma right. But yeah, so Jay White wins, 2 points on the board, and I think he's going to clean the block out, just like Mike said. So
Thank
that's
God.
what we got.
Um, the most compelling part of that match was Jay White saying it was hot.
Oh, that's funny.
Who cared about it? Anyway, our main event for night 1 saw Kazuchika Okada taking on Jeff Cobb. I took a big L on this one, Ethan. This is where you're going to catch up to me, bud. I did say that Jeff Cobb was going to upset Okada, and we didn't get that. We got an Okada win. This was awesome, though. I did say that I thought Jeff Cobb was going to show why he is a fantastic singles wrestler as well as a great tag team wrestler, and he did. He went out there. This was a fantastic match. I went 3 3/4 on it. Ethan, what you got?
I went 3 3/4 as well. Great match. I mean, albeit it's a standard Okada main event in the G1. You know, it's nothing out of this world. You can, if you've watched a lot of Okada, you can probably recite to me what happened without even seeing this, but it was still great. The best match on the card for me, the one I enjoyed the most. Nothing on this card felt like a true fucking grade 1 climax match, but I mean, it's night 1. Got to get everybody in gear and to
Get your
foreshadow a
feet
little
wet,
bit.
bud.
Their feet are getting wet, buddy. Before you dive fully into the pond, you got to tinkle around a little bit. But on night 2, things bust into gear, so we'll leave it here. So coming out of night 1, Mike has 2 points. I have 2 points. What happens next? We don't know. 3 3/4 on Okada Cobb. Let's roll on.
I like it. Night 2 was Sunday night, and the opening tournament match saw Tomohiro Ishii take on Taichi in a match that Taichi won. Fantastic match. I am not a Taichi fan at all. I'm pretty sure that I was adamant in saying that on our opening weekend prediction show. But this was a big win for Taichi. I'm pretty sure I took Ishii in this. But I went 4 flat, man. This was a blast. Ishii just looked like an angry grandpa trying to beat the shit out of people. Like an angry uncle at like a cookout, just trying to fight everybody,
Yep.
you know?
He
It
burnt
was
his
good.
burgers, man.
That's it, man. He was pissed about it. It was a blast. I went 4 flat.
Yeah, I love Ishii and Taichi in the G1. They've met in the G1 before, and it's always just a blast because it's one of the only times of the year that these two. I mean, Ishii gets some big matches throughout the year, but as for Taichi, you don't ever really get to see him in a singles match where he gets to really show out. And you know, Taichi isn't a main event guy, but the hate that he gets sometimes isn't warranted because this match fucking ruled. He hung right in there with fucking Ishii, taking a beating and dishing one out. I mean, they beat the shit out of one another. A lot of fighting spirit spots and shit. I took the L on this one because even though I love Taichi, I thought Ishii was gonna win, but he didn't, and Taichi got what I would say is a big victory over somebody he scraps with almost every year in the G1. It's kind of like his little rival. Him and Ishii look like two boys on the schoolyard scrapping it out. Fucking, but yeah, this match ruled. I went 4 stars on it as well. This match felt like we're getting into what the G1's made of. You know, first tournament match of the night and you get a banger like this, like that's G1. You know what I mean? And Ishii and Taichi have done a numerous G1s. So, you know, just it being them to have the first, in my opinion, the first great match of the tournament really set the stage for the rest of this night.
It was a great match. Still wasn't the best match that I had seen up until this point. Like I said, sorry about it. But our next match, Ethan, you and I got to watch Ishii and Taichi, and then this match, Toriyano versus Jonah. together earlier tonight. We both missed
We
those
did.
two. And the finish to this was it left both of our jaws kind of to the floor.
On the
We
floor.
we had Toriyano beat Jonah via a 20 count. He was counted out, man. He got low blowed, him and Bad Dude
Good
Tito,
enough
and
for him.
it
Fuck it.
was, dude. Listen, man. Here's the deal. If you're gonna do it with Toriano this year, do it entirely. Um, I would say this was like I don't even have a rating for it. I would say like 2 3/4 maybe. It was fine.
Yes.
It was whatever.
It was
Yeah.
better than Sonata and Jay White.
Yes. And I don't know, man. Yano is just a fun change of pace. People might not like him, but he's perfect in what he does. Uh, I see Kylie said yucky. It's fine.
Over what?
I'm not sure.
What is she saying? What is
I'm
she
not.
saying yucky about?
We're gonna find out. But I went 2 3/4. Ethan, what'd you have on this?
Oh, buddy, I'm gonna go 2 3/4 too. I went 2.5, which is probably even too high for Sonata and Jay White's match. So I have to go higher for this because it popped me much more. Yano putting a goddamn towel over Jonah's big ass head and trying to get a fucking schoolboy on him was fucking hilarious. But really and truly, there's not a lot to write home about this. But after a banger like Ishii and Taichi, I love having something lighthearted like this to follow it up. It is an interesting choice for Jonah's first match in New Japan proper to have him, eat a loss like this to Yano, but at the same time, you look at the list of people Yano's beat. Is it really an insult to be beaten by a guy who has upset Moxley and Okada in the same manner? So
Kylie
two
said,
and 3/4.
"Listen, team, I
Yep.
hated it."
What, Yano and Jonah?
Yeah, I guess.
Are you a
it's...
Jonah fan? If she's a
Ah,
Jonah fan, I can understand why you'd hate it.
imagine being a Jonah fan. It's fine. I sound so mean. It's fine. He's whatever. Our next match though has been. This was by far match of the weekend.
Yep.
We had Zack Saber Jr. take on Kenta. This I don't even know if I predicted anybody on stream with you. I think all I said was I hope they beat the shit out of each other.
I think you did do that.
This was everything I
So
could have
does
asked
that
for it to be.
mean you don't get the points for this?
I'm
If
gonna go back.
you-
We'll rewatch it, and then we'll put up a poll if that's the case.
Okay, that
we'll
works.
Let,
That works.
We'll let the people vote on it. We're a fucking
That
democracy here, bud. This was awesome. Zack and Kenta had crazy banter back and forth. They were beating the hell out of each other, and Kenta had Zack beat, man, but he just kept wanting to just dish out more punishment, and he ended up getting submitted by Zack Sabre Jr. This was 4.5 stars for me, man. This is for sure match of the weekend, match of the G1 so far. Ethan, what'd you go?
4.25 for me. This is the definition of G1 Climax, honestly. I mean, it's just one of those matches where, this is why I stayed up to fucking 3 in the morning to watch it. You know what I mean? Because after night one, I was a little let down. I'm like, damn, do I want to stay up, for night two? But I had some faith in Zack and Kenta here. Zack pushed Kenta to his limit, but admittedly, Kenta came in here looking like the old Kenta. He was pissed the fuck off, and he laid everything the fuck in. And this was just awesome fucking wrestling. Probably one of my favorite matches of the year, low-key. Definitely one of my favorite New Japan matches of the year. Could even be my favorite. I can only think of like maybe one or two others that would reach this level from me. It's the only New Japan match I've watched twice this year. And it fucking rocked. So I went 4.25 on it. Zack Sabre Jr. gets the win. But man, I'm looking forward to what both these guys are going to do in their blocks after this. Because
Yes.
they came to play, baby.
Jeff went 4 3/4 on that match. He said he really liked it. So,
hey man,
hey, man,
respect.
It was good shit. And then our main event for night two was Shingo Takagi taking on Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
Rock hard, all right.
Rock Hard. And you had Juice pick up a win here. This was whatever. We had talked about who we wanted to win the G1, and to start off the weekend with a Shingo loss is deflating. And it feels bad.
It ain't over yet.
I know, but it
He can
feels
still
bad.
win.
I went 3.5, 3.25. It was fine. It just felt like a lot of stuff, and it felt like a pacing that Shingo really shouldn't be working. He's a big match guy, and he's just in this, I don't know, mid-card feeling match. Ethan.
Yep. I went 3 flat on it. It's just not a main event match, and it could have been. I feel like if Shingo's in it, there's a chance he can elevate that person to his level. Juice is more than capable, but yeah, think about where we're at right now. You know what I mean with Bullet Club and the way they're rolling with it, and Juice is fine. I mean, I talked about it on our first stream. You know, he's got a lot of positives about him, but this did nothing at all for me. Um, Besides make me mad, but not as mad as I got about the KG Muto match on the Noah show. We're not going to talk about that on this pod.
We're not.
Um, so 3 stars. Juice beat Shingo. I went with my heart on the show and picked Shingo, but in my notes I had picked Juice. But I'm gonna roll with what I said on stream. I picked Shingo to win. Juice wins. It makes sense. They're going with Juice, so it
Mm,
makes sense for him to pick up the win here. So
I gotcha. What are our points at after 2 days of the G1?
if you count getting ZSJ and Kenta right, you're ahead by 1 point
By
over
a
me. You got
singular
four.
point.
Yeah, you got 4 right, and I got 3 right.
Okay, okay. Well, we're
So
going to find
we'll
out
just have
because
to
we are
do some fact
predicting
checking.
not one, not two, but three nights worth of matches tonight. So, day 3, tag 3 of the G1 Climax starts on Wednesday, July 20th, and our opening match for the tournament is David Finlay taking on Yujiro Takahashi. Ethan, what do you have on it?
I have one word, and it's the last name of the person who will win. Finley. Fuck
Mm.
Yujiro Takahashi. Move along.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna care much for this. Finley's felt lost since the split up with Juice, and who really cares about Takahashi at all? Finley
Um,
should win here though.
I will say one of the threads in this tournament I'm looking forward to. I'm interested in how David Finley does. I feel like this is a big tournament for him and a big chance for him to kind of spread his wings and see what he can do as a singles guy. I enjoyed how he looked in the match with Hangman on Dynamite, and the
Mm.
fact that they gave him that kind of makes me think, all right, they might be trying to let him fucking work a little bit. So he's not someone that I'm getting rock hard about, but I'm gonna keep my eye on him. I'm kind of interested in his matches in this, but this isn't one that I'm interested in because I know he's gonna fucking win. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it should be fine. It just does nothing for me. Then our next match, Tomotonga versus Chase Owens. I would expect this to be fine. It's probably going to go way longer than it really needs to with a bunch of Bullet Club fuckery. Chase Owens, I think, is probably your winner here. Ethan?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You think Chase goes over Tama?
I do.
A newly faced Tama.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this might be a difference maker. Tama definitely wins. Will he win via pinfall or submission or by disqualification?
Mm.
I don't know. With all the fuckery that goes on, I think we could see one of those times where New Japan's like, all right, let's throw a DQ finish in here or something, or a count out or something. I feel like this could be one of those matches because, you know, just because it's Bullet Club, it's bullshit. So
Fair.
I think Tama wins though, and he's another one that I'm interested to see if they push him a little further along. What'd you
Mm.
see in that chat? I saw
Kylie
your
said that I
face,
am
buddy.
bold. She said bold, Michael J. Um,
Oh, bold.
our, our next match is Lance Archer taking on Bad Luck Fale. What you got here, Ethan?
Um, this is another one. Either Tama or Chase or Archer and Follow ending in finish, or like in a DQ or count out finish. I
Yeah,
mean, you
this to
can't.
me feels like a double count.
Yeah, right. I can. Man, fuck, dude. In the tag match the other night, these boys were up in the rafters. Or not in the rafters, but fuck it. We're
Beating
getting a citric
the
here.
shit out of each other. It was
There's a
awesome.
match going on in the ring. Archer and Fale are in the crowd with a spotlight on them, hogging around. And Archer, dude, talking so much shit this weekend, man.
Oh man, he's got
So,
me excited.
dude, he does. He's like, throw your too sweet up and get the fuck out of my ring. Okay, Archer, I feel you. Everybody dies. I get it,
Good,
buddy.
good shit. If you have to pick a
Oh,
winner here, then who you picking?
Archer, Archer.
Yeah, my note is Archer needs to kill Fale. Archer will kill Fale. That's what I want.
Suzuki
And
going.
that's it, baby. Then your
Mm.
main event for night 3 is Hiroki Goto taking on Tetsuya Naito. This should be entertaining. I'm not the biggest Naito fan, but I hope he cuts loose and we see him and Goto beat the dog shit out of each other. Naito picks up a victory here, though. Ethan?
Yep. I think we're gonna see Goto put in one of his solid Goto performances that he always does. He seems to be pretty motivated coming off Forbidden Door, where him and Yoshihashi heard more noise in a room they entered than they have in years.
Yeah,
So,
literally.
fuck yeah. Um, that wasn't a dig at them, even though it sort of could be. So yeah, Naito wins this. I'm interested. This probably be the best match on this show, which yeah, technically isn't really saying much, but I think we could see a pretty good match out of these two. Naito always shows up when the G1 comes around, and Goto too. I mean, it used to be Goto's fucking playing field, the undercard of these G1s. So
Mm,
Naito wins this for sure.
I like it. And that concludes day 3. Day 4 takes place Saturday, July 23rd. And your opening contest for the tournament would be Zack Saber Jr. taking on Aaron Hanare.
This
Ethan,
is
what do you
where
have
shit
here,
gets
bud?
interesting, man. This night is where it all gets interesting because now we're about to get into not just your opening nights for everybody. Now we're getting guys who have either taken their first loss or had their first win. So you got to factor in momentum and where they're going to, go. Night 1 and 2 is kind of easy to predict. But here, this is where, you're going to have to kind of know where New Japan's going to go with certain guys here. So this is one. Hanare, right? He beat Tana, right? So is that just going to be his one-off for the tournament, or is Hanare going to get another one? You know what I mean? Because ZSJ did just fucking beat Kenta, so he still could eat a loss and still be fine,
Right.
And then Hanare could win this and then eat 7 losses or however many he has left, 6 something. I don't know the math. But ZSJ has to win. I think.
Has
I
to
think
win, right?
Hanare had his Tana match. Have him go, 16 minutes here with Zach. We don't need to hit 20. I can't bear that. Um, but I think Zach wins in about 15 minutes and takes 4 points. How
Into
about you,
his
Mike?
next match. I like that. Man, I told you this before we went live. I feel like Aaron Hanare is going to benefit mightily. I think more than anybody in this entire tournament with who he's paired up with in that block.
Definitely. He's
Um,
going to. Yeah.
he's got some killers in the C block that are going to make him look like $1,000,000. But I hope he gets stretched to hell and back. I hope this is a Zack Sabre Jr. win. I hope that you don't see an Aaron Hanare hype run because where's that hype and why am I not feeling it?
Right.
Your next match would be Yoshihashi versus Shingo Takagi. Shingo shouldn't have lost to Juice straight up. That's how I feel, and it is what it is. He needs a bounce back win, and what the hell is Yoshihashi doing in 2022 anyway? This should be a Shingo Takagi victory, Ethan.
Yeah. If this G1 was like a normal G1 and was 2 blocks and everybody had more singles matches, I could see, or I would back a booking decision of a Yoshihashi upset on Shingo, just because of the fucking little bit of hype he's got coming from his AEW stuff,
Mm,
and just because I feel like him and Shingo could do a really good match together. Because once again, just like Goto, Yoshihashi seems more motivated than normal. Um, but here I think it's important that Shingo wins, just straight up. In these smaller blocks, I think it's important. It's you don't have a lot of time to fuck around and play these games they used to, where Okada and Tana are losing their first 4 matches. This would be a good time to pull that with Shingo, have him eat some losses, and then fire fucking back to the finals. But you don't really have time for that here. So I think it's important now for Shingo to, wake up and beat this shit out of Yoshihashi and say, "I'm the goddamn dragon. I'm gonna fuck you up and take this fucker home, buddy."
I like it.
So yeah, Shingo wins.
Your next match up is Kazuchika Okada versus Toriyano. Ethan, what do you have?
Okada wins. No upsets here. We're gonna have a good time, but Yano is not gonna pull the towel over Okada's head and take the.
My only
What do you
note
have?
is, please, dear God, don't do it again.
What if they did, Mike?
uh, I'm trying to make it through this entire tournament with you. If Yano goes on a run, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
He's not, man.
I
There's
don't
no
know
way.
what I'm gonna do.
There's no
Um,
way.
so I will take Okada there. Your next matchup, which is your main event for day 4, is Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, taking on Switchblade Jay White. My favorite quote of today with you was you saying Ishii looks like he got stung in the face by a bee, because he was like selling his face. It was my favorite thing that you could have said. The fact that he took a loss to Taichi is devastating and throws him way off course. Jay White should just mow through him though. I just don't see Jay White getting stopped in his block. and he should be able to run with that. This will probably go way longer than it really needs to, though. Again, Sonata went 18 minutes with him. Get a grip. What do you have?
I think Ishii going 18 minutes with Jay White would be pretty good, though.
It'd be
I mean,
fine.
15 would be better, but I'm not putting anything past Jay White and Tomohiro Ishii. I think they could pull out a fucking, a match the level of ZSJ and Kenta here. To be honest, I think they could pull out a really fucking good match, especially on this card. I mean, I think Yoshi and Shingo is gonna be good, but I think Ishii and White are gonna fucking tear it down, especially in the main event spot. So this is a tough one, but I think Jay White most definitely takes the sweep. If not for any reason other than the fact that me and Mike have the theory of Jay sweeping his block. Ishii beat Jay White last November, so I don't see them having him go over him twice, especially now that he's the champ. There's no way.
Jeff is losing his mind. Ishii won by Jay, won against last year against Jay, and it's gonna happen again. I just don't see a world
Nope.
where it does. So,
Nope.
I'll remember this. I'll remember this exact moment, so I can tell you how goofy
We
that
can get
take
Jeff
is.
in on the points.
That's
The
fine.
C
Jeff's
block.
gonna get a negative point for that one.
All right.
I'm kidding. Day 5, Sunday, the 24th of July. Opening tournament match would be El Fantasma versus Yujiro Takahashi. Fuck it, ELP wins here. I'm tired of talking about them. Ethan?
Yes, El Fantasma wins, and I have nothing else to say about either one of these guys for the rest of this tournament.
Love it. Sonata versus Taichi. What do you have?
Buddy, here's this. Fuck it, I'm switching gears again. Last night, I switched gears on Shingo and Juice. I was going to pick Juice to win and use my brain. But I used my heart and went with Shingo, and I ate shit for it. But you know what? Here, I'm going to use my heart instead of my brain. My brain says Sonata has to get the win. He lost to Jay. Taichi just beat Ishii, so it won't hurt him to lose to Sonata here. I feel like they're going, no, motherfucker. Tai fucking Chi beats Sonata July 24th, 2022. Fuck it.
Yeah, this night is so exciting. I'm really excited for these first two
It
matches.
is.
Taichi, fuck it, win the whole thing. Let's get it done. Call it a day.
Go!
Call it a day. Then you get Jeff Cobb versus Bad Luck Fale. This should be Cobb by any means necessary. Fale is just around to be around, it feels like.
Cobb.
Okay, well. And then your main event, which explains why there are such awful tournament matches on this card, ends up being Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Tetsuya Naito. What do you have on this one?
This is another one. I'm making a bold claim here. It may not be bold, but initially I said Naito wins. Then I thought about the fact that I predicted Naito to beat Goto on night 1. So he gets a good start to the tournament. Then I thought about the fact that, well, I didn't think about it. I researched. Tanahashi hasn't beaten Naito in 5 years. 2017 is the last time Tanahashi's beaten Naito. I thought they were going to have Tanahashi eat a lot of losses in this tournament. He might still eat a lot of losses, but he doesn't eat a loss here. Tanahashi comes back from his loss against Hanare and puts Naito down 21 minutes, 2 seconds. I'm predicting all kinds of shit. But
I'll give you a point if it's 21 minutes, 2 seconds. I'll give you a point.
Let's fucking go. But these two had a fucking amazing match in 2020 in the G1. It's one that I remember. I went 4.5 on it. I just remember staying up late for it that year and being super happy I did because they just fucking tore it down. So I'm hoping for the same here, and I'm hoping I'm right. Tano gets the win.
This is where we're gonna clash again, buddy. I'm gonna go Naito here, and I think your story for Hiroshi Tanahashi is: did he lose a step, like coming to the States, losing to Mox? Like, did he lose a lot, and has he lost a step in his career? I think you get a Naito win here. This is gonna go really long. I feel like this is like you're approaching 30 minutes. Like I don't think it hits that time limit, but I think you're getting close. And
that's a good idea though, man.
What's that?
A time limit. What if they ran the time limit?
It'd be fun, man. How are we going to even do points like that? Are we just going to do half a point? Are we going to give ourselves the point? Are we going to give no points? Like, what's the situation?
Well, I think if one of us predicted the draw, we get a point.
That's fair. Okay.
And then if not, no points.
All right, well, we'll just play it straight. Good Lord. Yeah, it should be fun. Jeff's question was, does Jeff Cobb hit Tour the Islands on Bad Luck Fale?
100%. That's got to be a moment of
Has
the
to,
tournament,
right?
right? You know, if
Yes.
Fale can get his honky ass spun around enough, I don't know if Fale can make his body do that,
Yeah, that's a lot of movement
or
for that
just Jeff
goofball.
Cobb just makes him do it. I mean,
Big
so
bastard.
that's where we're at, guys.
Very cool.
Um,
Guys,
it
y'all have
looks like
anything
we're
that
gonna.
you wanted to talk about real quick before we bounce on out? If not, we are going to call it a day, Ethan. Did you want to talk about that
Yeah.
Keiji Muto situation?
No, I
Okay.
don't.
You
I
want to hit
can't.
a
We'll save that
TLDR?
for another time when my
Okay.
thoughts are fully a TLDR.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even know where to go with this, dude.
TLDR. And that's what
Kiyomiya is great, and he put in a fucking star-making performance. The future ace of Noah that's Kiyomiya. Keiji Muto, he didn't give a fuck, and he no-sold the finish. And as someone who is very fresh to watching both of those guys, that shit fucking rubbed me wrong at 3 in the morning. Or no, I didn't watch that at 3 in the morning. That was at like 9 in the morning. I rewatched it. So that's the TLDR from me. So instead of watching that, we'll watch it for Kiyomiya because he put in a fucking awesome performance. But Rob Van Dam and Masato Tanaka versus Nosawa and Super Crazy went fucking crazy. So watch that. And while I'm shouting out little matches, Gringo Loco versus Commander from Back to the Bay. Watch that match.
Jeff asked thoughts
Unless
on Kojima losing.
Kojima losing,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. I'm not like a horned up Keno mark, but the fact that they seem to kind of be shifting back into the direction they need to go is awesome. And now while we're throwing out random thoughts, have you ever? When's the last time you bought protein powder, Mike?
It's been a long while. Oh my god. Well,
So I'm not going to mention
I
some.
don't
I'm
want
not
to cover
mentioning.
this because
No. We're
I
not
went
covering
out
it.
on Twitter and I said, "Can we stop talking about dork ass motherfuckers like Michael
Don't
Elgin?"
say his name. Don't
I'm
say
tired
his
of
name.
it. I'm tired of him.
Nope.
I'm tired of him
He's
being
gonna find this
around.
stream, buddy.
I
He
don't
hears
fucking
us.
care. Michael Elgin.
He's in his first class flight right now, buddy. He's listening
Here's the
to
deal,
us.
buddy. I'll buy you protein powder if you fucking disappear forever, you piece of dog shit.
Buddy, I hope he's done in Noah. Hideki Suzuki and Tim Thatcher just won the fucking GHC belts.
Good God
You know,
almighty.
you lost the
Ugh.
tag belts that you didn't even get to defend, you motherfucker. Go back home. Anyways, we're not
No,
covering that.
we've hit.
The one
We've hit.
last thing I want to say
Go ahead. And
is,
then we got a worse questions. It's fine.
we're probably gonna keep doing this. We're gonna try and cover the whole G1, do like one stream like this a week. Our next one, just to try and give an announcement so people can kind of try and hop in and plan to hop in. Tell your friends. Monday, 8:45 p.m. next Monday. We're gonna try and do a roundup on the Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday shows we just did predictions for. So make plans to join us then, 8:45 p.m. Pro Wrestling Truth YouTube. Subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, follow Mike on. Trying to get this shit popping. Anything else you need to say, Mike?
Colby's question was, aren't y'all excited for Ric Flair's last match? Why haven't you talked about?
All right, since we're going off on the goddamn rails, never mind. I can't say everything I want to say.
No, go ahead, dude.
I'm not watching that. Andrade's the only person in that match that I have some respect for. I have a little bit left for Double J. None for Jay Lethal, none for Ric Flair, and Andrade is running on thin ice. So
yes.
him and Double J are in a race to lose my interest forever. And goddamn if they didn't just say, "Hey, let's both hit fucking home runs on making Ethan never give a fuck about anything we do again." But I'm glad Andrade and his father-in-law. Man, I swear, man. Never mind. I'm not going any further. No. I'm not. I'm not watching this shit. Dude, I am not. I'm
buddy.
not.
Here's the deal, man.
Ric Flair, dude. Have you seen that picture of his ass like heaving, trying to tie his damn boots up? The poor son of a bitch.
No. Please,
buddy, it's online.
I need it. Well,
so
you're
give your
finding
thoughts, Mike. Colby, you succeeded in firing us the fuck
There
up.
it is. There it is. We were gonna call
She's
it.
over here. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Know.
You know what? I'll say it in Chicago.
After
it's all said and done.
My thought. Oh, dude, I know exactly what you were gonna say. something about somebody really being in the ring, if that makes sense.
Get the
I know
fuck
I
away.
know what you mean, bud. I know what it
Get
is.
away from me,
My
boy.
immediate thought was, damn, Andrade deserves better. But does he? He puts himself in these stupid fucking situations with a dork who ran back to WWE after unsuccessfully trying to start up promotions outside of it. Then you have a fucking loser. Oh man, he looks good, bud. Ric Flair looks good. He's what, 96? He looks fucking, he looks awesome. Yes. He looks so
My
bad.
dog can't even hold his laces right. He's probably got
Oh,
arthritis.
how
Get the
old is he,
fuck
bro?
on.
Ric Flair. How old is Mr. Flair?
He's
87? God, he's
probably
73, man.
86.
What's he doing? 73.
Well,
Oh,
guys, I can't take any more of this tonight. My heart rate is up. I'll see y'all next Monday night, okay?
guys, thanks for being here, and we will see you next week. Enjoy your week.